Hello, good morning yogis. Welcome to your 1 hour restorative practice. My name is Megan and I'll be guiding you through in just a few minutes. Really happy to be here with you this morning. Hope everyone's doing okay amidst all the chaos. Hope you're all finding that silver lining. For today's practice, you will need a few things. 2 blocks if you have them. If not, maybe some books, Amazon boxes, or you can ditch them and I'll give you some modifications to use instead of doing blocks. A blanket would be nice, a pillow would be good, maybe 2 pillows if you don't have a big thick one like this bolster. And then a strap. Where's my strap? If you don't have a strap, you can grab a belt, a rope. I know you climbers have ropes at home, or anything else that's strap/rope-like. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to gather all your props, get set up on your mat. I'm going to make sure everything's going good with the computer here, and then we'll get started. All right, there we are. Cool. I did create a playlist for you today. So if you have Spotify, if you head over to Spotify, my username is Megan of the Moon, and it's M-E-G-A-N of the Moon. And the playlist name today is called Slow Resto. So it should be top 5 on my playlist over there. So go ahead and head over to your Spotify, turn on that playlist. I'm going to turn mine on, and we'll get ready to go. So we're starting a little bit differently than usual. I decided to put our meditation at the end with our sound bath. So we're going to start in a child's pose on our pillows. So your blanket should be here at the center of your mat, and then your knees are going to come wide, and I want your knees to land on your blanket. Pillow is going to come underneath you, and then you're going to come into a child's pose on your pillow. So you can either draw your chin down to the mat like this, or you can bring one ear to the mat, and then I will tell you when you're halfway there. And then you can switch out your ears. So start to find a comfortable seat. Arms can come out in front of you. You can kind of give your pillow a hug or bring them to your side, whatever feels best. And start to close your eyes. Take a nice slow inhale through your nose, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Continue with these nice long breaths. If you take a 5-second inhale, pause. 5-second exhale, let it go. Try to even out your inhales and exhales. And try to get into the yoga zone. Release any lingering distractions, any thoughts of the day. Anything that's not really going to serve you in this next hour, try to let it go. Tap into your breath. Tap into the sensations happening in your body. And begin to set an intention for the next hour. This intention can be anything. It can be as simple as trying to keep your mind focused, committing to coming back to your breath every time you feel distracted in class. It can be something physical, maybe pushing these stretches to the edge, finding depth in each posture. It could be something more internal, more spiritual. Maybe it's working on that positive self-talk throughout class. In this class, we hold postures for 3 to 5 minutes, and sometimes that can be frustrating. A deep hip stretch for 5 minutes is hard. So maybe it's just working on finding a little bit of release of tension somewhere, finding that positive self-talk during those challenging times, and just using your breath to find growth and to get through it. Whatever your intention may be, try to set a word to it, just one word, and then repeat that as your mantra throughout class whenever you start to get distracted, whenever you start to get, feeling that tension, feeling that tiredness. Remember that mantra and come back to it. I'm going to play a little bit of the bowls to start class. If you have one ear on the mat, or on the pillow rather, switch to your other ear. Take your last few breaths here. Try to find some movement in your fingers, movement in your toes. Just warming up or wiggling through your body a little bit. And then nice and slow, you're going to start to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Sitting up into a seat. Push your pillow out in front of you. Grab one of your blocks. Place it in between your knees. And we're going to sit back on our block and find our strap. Bring your strap up over your head. Find a nice wide grip. And then pressing your chest out, nice and slow, start to work this strap back. If you get to this point here and it feels like it's too much tension, make a nice wide grip. Work it down towards your hips. As you work through that tension spot, try to find some engagement through your lats instead of just pushing up and over to get through it. Try to engage, pull those lats down, engage your core, and work it down. Let's go back and forth a few more times. Then you're going to come up to that sticky spot. Draw your elbows down your back, like you're doing a cactus pose, like you're in your baby back bend. Squeeze through your shoulder blades, open up. Feel that opening in the chest and the shoulders. Take a couple breaths here. And then find any other stretches that feel good in your body. Sometimes I like to stretch side to side. Sometimes I like to bring the strap out in front of me and then pull like you're pulling the strap apart. You should feel the back side of your shoulder blades fire up. And then work it down and up. Maybe you work your neck with it. A few more breaths here just to get into anything that feels good. Today we're going to work into a little bit of movement first, and then we're going to slow it down and get into those 5-minute long stretches. Once you're feeling pretty good, get your strap, listen up to your sides. Take your block out from underneath you. Make your way into a tabletop position. Knees are on your blanket, shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Toes can be tucked or flat on the floor. Inhale, cow pose, strap your belly, arch your back, chin and tailbone lift. Exhale, cat, round through your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, press into your palms, puff up between your shoulder blades. Inhale, cow, belly drops, chin and tailbone lift. Exhale, cat, round it out. Close your eyes, take a couple rounds of cat-cow on your own. Tap into the idea of breath to movement. For me, breath to movement is one of the hardest things about yoga, and finding it here in cat-cow is really simple. Inhale into one pose, exhale into the next. 2 more rounds. Warming up your side. And then come into a neutral side. Walk your hands over towards the right, outside of your mat. Left hand is going to place on top of your right. And then just lean your hips to the left. Stretching through that left side of our body all the way from our armpit to our low oblique. And then maybe even wraps around into your low back. And start to walk your hands back through center and over to the left. Right hand will place on top of your left this time. Leaning hips over to the right, stretching through that right side. Make your way back to center. And then find your blocks. And if you don't have blocks, just hold tight. I'm gonna give you something to do instead of the block version. So we're getting into a modified puppy's pose with blocks. No blocks, then we're doing a traditional puppy's pose. So if you have your blocks, either level 1 or level 2, depending on how you're feeling in the shoulders, the chest, you're gonna draw your elbows down to your blocks. Blocks are about shoulder width distance apart. Palms are gonna come together to touch. Hips are lifted over your knees. And then you're gonna melt your chest down towards the mat. Draw your thumbs to your upper back or neck. Maybe your forehead touches, maybe not. Either way is okay. With every exhale, try and melt your chest a little bit closer to the mat. Getting into your triceps, your upper back, your shoulders, your chest. And if you don't have your blocks, we're gonna take traditional puppy's pose. Traditional puppy's pose, no blocks. From your tabletop position, you're just gonna walk your hands out, melting chest down, keeping hips high. Maybe your chin touches, maybe not. Either way is okay. Taking a few breaths wherever you are. Finding a deeper arch with every exhale. And then at the bottom of your next exhale, you're making your way back into your tabletop position. From here, send your left leg long behind you, and you're gonna find what I call a point. So it's in between a point and a flex. Your toes themselves are flexed, but you're pressing the ball of your foot back like you're pointing the ball of your foot. So you have engagement through your leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, you're gonna cross your left leg over to the right, crossing over your right toes. Your toes are left toes are gonna tuck onto the floor beside you, and you're gonna look over your right shoulder. So you're getting that stretch into the left side. Hold here for a couple breaths. And then come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, left knee down to the mat. Inhale, right leg long. Find your point. Flex your toes, but point the ball of your foot back. Engage through that leg, that hamstring, that quad. And then exhale, cross your right toes over your left. Look over your left shoulder, stretching through the right side of your body. Pressing that heel back towards whatever wall you're facing. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, knees back down to the mat. Tuck your toes, spread your fingers out wide. Inhale, cow pose, arch your back, drop your belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Use your core to lift your hips high and back. Pedal out your feet if that feels good. Bending one knee and then the other. Down dog is kind of yours to explore. So maybe you pedal out your feet. Maybe you just find stillness, drawing your heels down to the mat. Your feet should be about 2 fists distance apart to hip width distance apart. And if you're wondering about the alignment of your down dog, press forward into high plank. A lot of times I see shoulders way over fingertips like this. And if that's what you're looking like, walk your hands out so that your shoulders are in between your wrists and your fingertips, ideally around your knuckles. From here, press back to your downward facing dog. It might feel a little bit wider, but that's what we want. Pedal it out. And then we're gonna start to undulate through the spine. So we're gonna find cat-cow-like spines from our down dog to our high plank. So on your inhale, you're gonna lift your heels, round your spine. Chin comes towards your chest, hollowing out your belly. And then you're gonna press forward into your high plank. Once you're in your high plank, you're gonna bend your knees, arch your back, lift your tailbone high like you're in cat, back to down dog. Inhale, lift your heels, round through your spine, cat-like spine, chin to chest. Press forward into high plank, and then bend your knees, arch your back, press your booty up and back. One more like that at your own pace. Inhale, rolling forward like a wave. Exhale, arching back. Good. Once you find your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your heels, look forward. Exhale, walk your feet behind your hands, finding Ragdoll Uttanasana. Grab onto opposite elbows, look in between your legs, bend your knees. This is all about the decompression of the spine rather than the hamstring stretch. So bend your knees as much as you need to here. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Maybe sway the elbows left and right if that feels good. Maybe shift the weight forward and back. And then you're gonna bring your hands down to the mat. You're gonna heel toe, or not heel toe, but you're gonna flip your toes out at a 45-degree angle. So your heels are in, your toes are out. And you're gonna sit into frog pose, Balasana. Hands are gonna come to heart center, using your elbows to press against your knees. Now, if this feels a little bit too tight in the hips, take your block or your pillow and have a seat on it. You'll still get that stretch in the inner thighs and the hips, but you'll just take a little bit of the pressure out. This is kind of a big stretch to do early in class. So find whatever feels okay. Maybe shifting left and right at first into one hip or heel and then the other. And then settle back into center. Try to get your heels down to the mat. They're lifting. Lengthen through your spine. Press your elbows out. Take 3 breaths here. And then on your exhale, your hands are going to come down to the mat. Right foot is going to stay where it is. And you're going to step your left foot back. So you're coming into a runner's lunge. Runner's lunge is different than a regular lunge. Your right foot is outside of your hands. So your right foot is to the right of your hands, and your knee can kind of fall over to the right. You can be on sort of the outer edge of your right foot. And I want you to just press into this left hip flexor without dropping your knee. Couple breaths here. And then drop your knee. On your inhale, lift your chest, look up. Let your right knee fall over to the right. Exhale, sit your hips back, straighten out your front leg. Flex your front toes, bow forward. Let your head hang in between your biceps. Get into that hammy. Inhale, rebend through your front knee. Press into your left leg, look up. And then exhale, sit it back. Front leg straightens, bow forward. Inhale, rebend, and then we're gonna come straight into our half pigeon. So you're gonna heel toe your right foot over towards your left hand. Make sure you have your pillow nearby first before you get into this. I should have said that before. Heel toe left foot towards right hand, and then you're gonna drop this knee. Back leg is long, toes untucked. Now, if you have a lot of lift in this hip here, you need a little bit of support. Slide this block underneath your hip. We're going to be here for a little while. We're getting into those longer poses here. So find something that's comfortable. Make sure your shoulders are squared, hips are squared, and then we're going to forward fold. Maybe you fold onto your pillow, maybe not. Either way is okay. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. And if this doesn't feel good on your knee, if you have maybe an old knee injury or just pressure in that area, then I'm going to show you a different pose to get into. Figure 4 on your back will hit the same areas of your body. So crossing your right ankle over your left knee, you'll lift your left leg, slide your hands through the holes in your leg, grab onto your hammy, interlacing fingers behind the hamstring. And there's 3 layers. Maybe stay here for about a minute, since we have 3 minutes here. Maybe you interlace your fingers around your shin after 2 minutes. And then this is totally just an option. You don't have to go all the way for this 3rd one. But if you feel like you're ready, then you're just gonna hook your arms around this right leg, send this left leg long. So those are your 3 layers for figure 4 on your back. Pigeons. I'm gonna get back into pigeon. We're gonna be in a forward fold. And you've been here for just almost a minute. So we'll have about 2 minutes left. Try to come back into those long breaths. If you're finding that your mind is starting to wander, that's totally natural, especially in these deep hip stretches. So just let that thought pass by without spending too much energy, too much time there. Acknowledge, oh, I've been thinking about food. Let it pass. Come back into your breath. Maybe take one of those 5-second inhales, 5-second exhales. And then come back to that word that you set as your intention. Focus, breath, balance, whatever it was. Repeat that mantra in your head. Come back into the yoga space. Just about less than a minute here. Thirty seconds. And next, inhale. Start to bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press into your hands, lift up. Slide your pillow out from underneath you if it's there. And then you're going to sit into your right hip, and you're just going to pull this left knee up. If you're in your figure 4, roll up. And then make sure your left knee lands on your blanket, so your left leg is bent behind you, and your right leg is bent out in front of you. And then from here, you're just going to send your right leg long. So you can decide how wide you want this left leg to be. It can be within the width of your mat, or if it feels better to open up, you can open up. Make sure your knee lands on your blanket. And then we're gonna come into a forward fold. So you have all your props, you can use them however you need. Maybe you bring your pillow long ways and you do something like this. Maybe you use your strap, reaching for your foot, pulling it in. Wherever you are, start to make your way into a forward fold. Getting into this right leg, we'll have 3 minutes here. Actually, this one's gonna be a little bit shorter. It's gonna be about 2 minutes. Try to keep a flex in your right toes, just a slight flex. Halfway there already. Last few breaths here. And your next inhale, start to rise back up. Press your pillow out in front of you if you were using it. And then you're gonna hop up onto this back knee, rebend through your front knee, so you're in that lunge. You'll toe your right foot out to the right, just like we were doing before. Lift your back knee, tuck your back toes, and then step back into your frog pose. Step your left foot forward, heels and toes out, second time here. Hands pressed against each other, and then use your elbows to press your knees out. Option to use that block on this one again. Up to you. Now from here, you're gonna let your left hand come to the floor to the inside of your left foot. So your arm is pressing against your knee. And you're gonna open your right arm high, opening for your shoulder. Option to stay right here if you wanna take a little bit deeper. Reach your right arm behind your back. So the top of your hand, not your palm, is pressed against your back. You're opening that shoulder. Just a couple breaths here. Inhale your right arm high. And then on your exhale, plant your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Right arm is against your right leg. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, reach your left arm around your back. Opening for your shoulder gazes up. Inhale your left arm high. Exhale, left hand down to the mat. Lift your hips, step your right foot back, runner's lunge on the left. So your hands are now to the inside of your left leg. And we're taking a couple breaths here just to press into that right hip flexor. Just for a couple breaths. And then drop your back knee. Your left knee is kind of falling over to the left a little bit. Press into your fingertips, lift your chest. Press collarbones forward, inhale. Exhale, sit your hips back, straighten out your front leg, flex your front toes, bow forward. It's okay to keep a slight bend in that left knee. I want you to direct this stretch into the hamstring. Make sure you're not getting that tingling sensation behind the knee. Start to rebend through your front knee. Inhale, look forward, lift your chin. And exhale, sit it back. Take your bow. And start to rebend through your front knee. Heel toe your left foot over towards your right. Coming into our half pigeon, drop your left knee and your hips. And this side feels a lot tighter for me. So if it feels a lot tighter for you, maybe you roll up your blanket, put it underneath your left hip or a block or something to give you a little bit of support. Pillow comes out in front of you, at least in the beginning. And if you did figure 4 on your back on the other side, make sure to get into your figure 4 now. And then we're gonna find our pigeon or our figure 4, and we'll be here for 3 minutes. Nice long breaths. I know that this is a high tension posture, so see if you can release tension somewhere else besides those hips, those glutes, maybe in your shoulders, maybe in your jaw or your forehead. Find something you can release. This is one of those poses when I say try to breathe through the tension, breathe through the discomfort. Use your breaths and your exhales into those tension areas. Try to create some space. Just about a minute in, 2 minutes left. Just about a minute left here. You got this. Last couple breaths. Good work. Start to lift your chest, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Sit into your left hip, and then pull that right knee up. Scoot yourself back if your right knee is not on your blanket. Keep a pillow nearby, and then send your left leg out long. Open your knee as much as you need to find a comfortable position into this hip, this glute. Flex through your left toes. And then we're gonna find a forward fold. Use your props, maybe put that pillow inside, side feels a lot tighter for me. So I'm gonna use the pillow on this one, at least in the beginning. We'll have 2 minutes here. Halfway there. And on your next inhale, start to rise up. This time we're just going to take our right leg. We're going to send it out next to our left. Kick out your legs a little bit. And then open up your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Grab onto your ankles. Pull your heels in as much as you can get them. And then bring your hands to your knees from here, or your shins, or your ankles, whatever you can find. And then on your inhale, you're going to press your belly out, let your chin lift, finding a cow pose. Exhale, you're going to round forward, chin to chest, lean back, cat. Inhale, cow, press it forward, squeeze your shoulders. Exhale, cat. One more at your own pace. Moving back to center. And we're coming into our big stretch, our peak posture today for restorative. You're going to send your left leg long. We're coming into a half lotus. Grab your right foot And then bring it into your hip flexor as much as you can. If it's not quite in the hip flexor, if it's more on the quad, that's all right. So drawing that foot in as much as you can. Flexing your left toes, pressing your left heel forward. You're gonna reach your left hand for the outside of your right leg, right thigh, right knee area. And then you're gonna reach your right hand behind your back, just like we did in frog pose, where the top of your hand touches your back, your side body. One day, your peace fingers will grab onto your toe. If it's not today, that's okay. I'm not touching today. Finding a twist in the spine, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. One more like that. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist. And come back around. Grab onto your right leg, send it long. Find your left foot. Bring your left foot into your hip crease as much as you can. Quad is okay if that's where it lands. Draw it in. Right leg is long, pressing your right heel forward. Reach your right hand for your left knee or thigh. Reach your left arm behind your back for your hip crease area. How close am I? You guys can see better. I think I'm pretty close. Not quite there though, and that's all right. Looking over your left shoulder, inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist it deep. One more like that. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist. Good. Come back around to center. Roll out your shoulders. We have one more forward fold. Keep your pillow nearby. Start to roll up your blanket underneath you. Blanket is going to come underneath your knees. Legs are going to go long. And we're just coming into a straight leg forward fold. So I want you to put the blanket on your knees so you get a slight bend in your knees. Anytime we're doing forward folds, standing or sitting, keeping a little bit of a bend in your knees will help you to A, not lock out your joints, protect your joints, and B, direct the stretch right into the belly of the hamstring instead of getting that tingling behind the knees. So keeping a slight flex in the feet, pressing heels forward. Maybe your pillow comes up on your thighs, maybe to your side. If you're feeling pretty flexible at this point, maybe your block comes out in front of your feet to keep them flexed. Maybe your strap will come around it, whatever you want. Wherever you are on your inhale, reach up tall, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway there. Last couple of breaths. Your next inhale, nice and slow roll up. I want you to keep your chin on your chest. As you rise, sit up nice and tall. Pull your blanket out from underneath you. We're coming onto our backs. We don't need any props unless you want them for Savasana. Coming onto your back, make your way into happy baby. Send your heels up, and you're gonna grab onto whatever you can find. Maybe it's the inner and outer arches of your feet. Maybe it's peace fingers to big toes. Maybe it's your ankles, your calves, your knee creases, whatever you can find. Stack your ankles over your knees. And then before you start to rock back and forth, I want you to find stillness and resistance. Pressing feet against hands, hands against feet. And then try to press your low back into the mat. Tuck your chin to your chest just slightly so that the full length of your spine is extended on the mat. Hold this compression just for a couple breaths. And then start to rock left and right. Ananda Balasana. Maybe you straighten out your right leg over to the right. And then other side, bring your right heel in, send your left leg over to the left. Maybe you open up your both legs. Rebend through the knees. Release your feet. Send your left leg long, interlace your fingers underneath your right knee. On your inhale, pull your right knee in towards your armpit, your right armpit. Exhale, supine twist. Use your left hand to draw your right leg over your left side body. Reach your right arm over to the right and take your gaze to the right. So your right leg is over in one direction and your right arm and gaze are in the other direction. Use your hand against your thigh to get that deeper twist of the spine. Draw your shoulder down to the mat. Last couple breaths. Let's do that on the other side. We'll stop in the middle first. Knees come into chest. Interlace your fingers underneath your left knee. Send your right leg long. Press your heel forward. Inhale, pull your left knee into your left armpit. Compress. Exhale, twist. Right hand draws your left leg over your right side body. Left arm is out to a T, gaze is over to your left. Draw your left shoulder down towards the mat, twist of the spine. Last couple breaths. On your next inhale, bring your knees back into center. Rock left and right. And then take any final stretches you need. I'm going to grab the bowls. We're about to get into Savasana. So if you're still in a song with words on my playlist like I was, fast forward into our Savasana song, which should be just like a Om chanting, or the one that's Shaman's Dream, can't remember. Take any of your final stretches and then start to prepare for Savasana. And we have a little bit of a longer Savasana today, so if you want to use your props, you can always lay on your pillow, putting your pillow long ways so that your head lands on your pillow as well. Maybe pull your blanket up over you. Some people like to use it as a blindfold. Starting to prepare yourself for the last 10-15 minutes of class. We're going to get into a body scanning meditation, and then we'll do a little bit of a sound bath at the end. Start to make your way into that position, just laying on your back. Arms are out by your sides, palms facing up, heels in, toes are out. I want you to take a big inhale, start to fill up your lungs. Open mouth exhale, sink into your mat or your pillow. Release all tension in the body. One more like that. Big inhale, fill up. Big releasing exhale, let it go. Good. Keep your eyes closed. Come into your natural breath. Not slowing it down or speeding it up, just letting it be. If you're holding any tension in your brows or your forehead, start to relax through your forehead. Unfurrow your brows. If your tongue is at the roof of your mouth, let it fall from the roof of your mouth. Unhinge your jaw. Maybe you even open your mouth nice and wide. Stretch your jaw out for a moment. And let it go. Relax all the muscles in your neck and your shoulders, letting your shoulders be heavy against your mat or pillow. And clear out your brain, clear out that space. If you're having trouble finding stillness, call back your intention, call back that one word mantra, and just keep repeating that mantra in your brain. If that's what's going to keep you centered, keep you here in the now, then stay with that mantra. If you can find a little bit of stillness, a little bit of quietness, try to go there. Relax through your shoulders. And then start to visualize sending this relaxed flow of energy down your shoulders into your arms. Now this can look like anything that comes into your mind's eye. For me, it's usually a light, like a translucent-ish light. It's warm. Give it texture, give it temperature. Give it color, send it down your shoulders, around your arms, your biceps. Making its way around your elbows, and into your forearms, your wrists, each of your fingers, circling around your palms. Maybe you'll even start to feel that pulsing sensation at your fingertips. If you do start to feel that pulsing sensation, pause here, see if you can grow it. Focus on those tingles. And then come back to your breath. Feel that subtle rise and fall of your belly with your breath. And fill your chest, your belly, your back with that sensation that you created, that white warm light or whatever it came to you as. Send it down around your low back, your hips, your glutes. Did a lot of work for you today. And as it rolls down your body, let it disengage every muscle, every tension area. Release as you send it down your quads, your hamstrings, your knees. Send it down your shins, your calves, around your ankles, through the soles of your feet and into your toes until you're filled with this warm light, this quiet space of mind and body, this peaceful sensation. Notice where you feel those pulses. See if you can stay here in this stillness, in this quietness for the next few minutes as I play the bowls. And then I'll call you out when it's time. feeling really good right here, you'd like to stay in Savasana, stay in meditation for a little while, I want to welcome you to stay right here. I even encourage it. If you think you have another 10, 20 breaths in you, then stay right where you are. Try to take a few breaths on your own, keeping that quiet mind. If you're feeling like you're ready to move on, start to bring some movement into your fingers, into your toes. And roll onto your right or left side, depending on what time you're watching this. If it's the morning and you're starting your day, or the afternoon, you have a lot to do, roll onto your right side. If you're watching this in the evening before bed, roll onto your left side. For fetal position, use your bicep as a pillow, pull your knees into your chest. Reconnect with your intention one last time before class is over. Repeat that mantra. Honor yourself for creating the space to make it to your mat today, to slow things down in the mind and the body, to work on that connection between the mind, the body, and the spirit. And when you're feeling ready, only if you're feeling ready and only if you're choosing to get out of Shavasana, start to make your way up into a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Bring your hands to heart center, thumbs to sternum. Feel that connection between your sits bones and the floor, your thumbs and your sternum. Ground down with your hips, but sit up tall with your spine, shoulders down your back. Let's take one final breath together. Take a nice slow inhale through your nose. Start to fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Draw your thumbs to third eye center. Your seat of intuition, insight, love, light, the stillness, the peace within me. Bows to, honors, recognizes the love, the light, the stillness, the peace within all of you joining me online today. As always, it is my honor and it's truly my passion to guide you through this movement. So thank you for showing up, working through it with me, sharing your breath. I can't wait to get back into class and rub on those temples. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here with me. Let's do one bow to seal in our practice. Namaste.